How's it going, everyone? I'm Yamite, and welcome back to the next single episode review. Now, I know this is very well overdue, but truth be told, I was kinda tired of making Thomas videos just for a little while. I needed a break, and I not only wanted time to myself and to be with my boyfriend, but I had some other personal life struggles I was going through. But I think I'm ready to kick these off again, and I will try my best to get these reviews back on track. Pun intended. Anyways, the next episode review we're going to talk about is Thomas and Skarloey's Big Day Out. Skarloey needs to go to the repair yard, and Thomas happily offers to take him. He decides to give him a tour of Sodor along the way, but the sights don't seem to impress the little engine. That is, until they reach the seaside, and Skarloey is overjoyed by what he sees. I actually kind of like this one. I like that it's a Thomas and Skarloey-centric episode, and personally, I really enjoy their dynamic. We don't get to see these kinds of pairings very often in the series, so it's kind of a nice change of pace for once. It's almost like another slice of life story where Skarloey gets to experience what life is like on the Northwestern, even if it's to no avail because they have very similar sights in the mountains. However, by the end of the episode, I do appreciate that Thomas learned that rather than just give Skarloey this grand tour of the whole island, a simple visit to the seaside was all it took for Skarloey to actually enjoy himself, and it even made the day end on a very positive note.
When he was repaired, Thomas took Skarloey to look at the beach once again. "This is the best big day out ever," puffed Skarloey. Thomas was delighted.
Now, I know a lot of people have said that this episode is kinda boring because not really much happens in this. It's just Thomas riding along showing Skarloey all these different sights, and unfortunately it falls into the typical 3 strikes formula. Thomas shows him 3 sights, and something goes awry. While, yes, all of that is true, I don't believe that this episode is nearly as degrading as some of the other previous episodes. Because, as we're all too aware, there are far worse stories with very aggravating 3-strike formula stories. Here's a montage to further prove my point.
Alright, I get it!
And my other firm belief is, I don't really think every single Thomas episode needs to be over the top. Simple, easy stories like this, I think are more watchable than some others, whether something does or doesn't happen in my personal opinion. What I really think it boils down to is the writing, and trying not to make it sound so much of a snooze fest. And personally, I really don't feel it with this episode. If, however, I had to change one little detail, I would rewrite Skarloey not being such a Debbie Downer throughout most of the story.
"I don't like going to the repairers," he puffed. "It's very nice," chuffed Skarloey. "But we have a castle in the mountains." "It's very nice," chuffed Skarloey. "But we have green valleys in the mountains."
Bro, the least you could do is be thankful that Thomas is even doing this for you. You know, he didn't have to take you to the repair yard, and he also doesn't have to go out of his way to try and cheer you up with this big day out. He could have left your sorry ass behind, you know. Like, lighten up a little, will ya? I also want to quickly bring up the crash scene. It may not be the most spectacular crash of the show, but I just find it funny watching Skarloey roll backwards down the hill like, "Oh shit!" and then ramming into the siding. Michael Brandon's voice for him is also kind of hilarious to me.
Just as he got to the top of the hill, the coupling came loose, and Skarloey rolled backwards. "Help!"
cried Skarloey, but it was too late. Skarloey's flatbed biffed into the sidings and came off the track.
The only question I have about that is, how on earth is Skarloey still upright on that flatbed when he crashed? Shouldn't he have toppled over to the side after going at that speed? I don't know, maybe I'm just looking into details too deep. And also, kudos to the team for making use of the original Season 4 Skarloey model. That was actually pretty cool to see in some shots. Overall, I think this episode is pretty okay for what it is. It's not one of the best episodes out there by any means, but I would gladly take it over some of the other sloppy 3 strikers that we currently have. And as far as it being the final episode of Season 10, well, because it's the hit era, I didn't really expect it to go out with a bang, so to speak. The most I can really say about it in that regard is that it's a decent finale. I'm ranking it a 6.5 out of 10. I've been Yamite, and I hope you all enjoyed this review. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more of these and other Thomas-related content. And be sure to check out some of my other videos in the playlist down below in the description. Until then, I will see you all in the next video.